Okay, so I've spent a lot of time on these drawings, so I need you to I need you to appreciate them. Ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Depending on which one you are, will depend on your type of training you should be doing, the type of diet you should be following, how fast you can actually build muscle, and how fast you can lose body fat will depend on which one of these you fall into. And if you're currently not making progress in the gym, I can guarantee it comes back to this. And before you say it, yes, I know I got lazy, I drew this one first, then this, and I don't even know how the endomorph has ended up looking like that, but we're gonna move. So, as I used to be skinny, and we both have a cap on, I'll cover the ectomorph first. This person is skinny, they have a fast metabolism, they eat but don't gain any weight, and although this may sound like a blessing, it's not, because they struggle to gain muscle, they struggle to gain weight, so, you know what I mean, it goes both ways. If this explains you, then the things you should be doing to make progress is to eat more than what is comfortable and to ensure you're in a calorie surplus, which I've covered in other videos. So you want to be tracking your calories and weighing yourself every day, and over the week, if you're not gaining any weight, just keep upping your calories until eventually you are. Some people, they may have to go to 3,000 calories, some people maybe even 4,000, depending on how fast your metabolism is. The second thing the ectomorph should focus on to gain muscle and make progress is heavy compound lifts. Things like deadlifts, squat, bench, that kind of stuff. For this body type, recovery is the most important thing. Do not overtrain. Your body's already like a furnace burning loads of calories, so if you're going to be overtraining as well, you're not going to make any progress, you're going to stall very fast. Now, I've got rid of the text, but the benefits to being an ectomorph is if you do actually stick to eating a lot of food and being consistent, you're going to be somebody who a lot of people aspire to look like. You're going to naturally be very lean, it's going to be very easy to cut. During your bulking phases, you're not going to gain too much body fat, and because your metabolism is faster, your maintenance calories will be higher, so you can get away with eating more food, so it's going to be much, much easier, especially during the end of your cut. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the endomorph. This is somebody who gains weight easily, that can be both muscle and fat, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. They're usually the strongest person in the gym, just because mass does indeed move mass. And I'd say it's the most common physique we would see in today's day and age. Now, the fix, or how you can ensure you're going to make progress if this is your body type, is resistance training. Now, it might sound a bit counterintuitive because you'd think I need to be doing more cardio to lose the body fat, but instead you actually need to prioritize building as much muscle as you can. You need to play to your strengths. This person can gain muscle very easily. You want to gain as much muscle as you can, so therefore you'll look leaner at the same percent body fat. Just to make that make a bit more sense, if somebody had a 10-inch arm and another person had a 20-inch arm, but they carried the same percent body fat, say both 15% body fat, the person with the 20-inch arm would look a lot leaner. The next thing they should be focusing on is a slight calorie deficit. Now, you don't want to do these crash diets or things like that where you're basically under eating and your body can't actually fuel the progress it's trying to make. I'd recommend around 200 to 300 maximum calorie deficit. You want to make sure you're keeping protein high, as if you are in a deficit, this is what will ensure that you keep as much muscle mass as you can. But if this person does manage to get lean, they'll probably look the most impressive in the gym because they'll be carrying the most amount of muscle mass compared to the other two. And the final body type is mesomorph. Yes, I know the drawing is great. I'm going to show you a bit closer up actually. Look at that. Look at the muscle insertions there. So if this is your body type, you've basically hit the genetic lottery really. You'll gain muscle really easily. You'll have medium to low percent body fat, so you won't gain body fat as easily as the endomorph. You'll respond very fast to any kind of training and stimulus to the muscle. However, this person can become quite reliant on genetics and can cause them to become inconsistent in the gym. I know a lot of people who look great, but they're very inconsistent in the gym, and they kind of do this. They look good 1 month and then a couple months later they don't look as good. You know what I mean? It's a bit more of a merry-go-round. As this person can gain muscle a lot easier, they can get away with training higher volumes, so doing more sets, more reps, that kind of stuff. It does still matter. They're not going to gain fat as easily as the endomorph, but they're also not going to be as lean as the ectomorph. They're somewhere in the middle. My main piece of advice for this type of body type is to learn discipline. I do see a lot of people who have great genetics, but because they have great genetics, they're a little bit lazy and they just kind of become reliant on this. So there we have it, a quick summary. Ectomorph, eat more, heavy compounds, minimal cardio. Mesomorph, stay consistent, don't coast, and diet does still matter. And endomorph, resistance training first before the cardio, slight deficit and high protein. Well, they all have high protein. So that's it, 3 different body types, 3 different approaches, but they all end up in the same place if you put the work in. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.